Welcome to today's session. Today we are going to start the new lesson, Unit 4, Fractions. So in this lesson, we are going to discuss about fractions, types of fractions, different types of fractions, and its examples. So first, what are fractions we are going to discuss? It's a number that describes a relationship between a part that is represented by the numerator and a whole that is represented by the denominator. So here you can see denominator is the whole part and whichever the part we are considering, that will be the numerator. So here is given one example, 3 by 5. It's a fraction in that 3 is the numerator and 5 is the denominator. According to our definition, 3, that's the part what we have selected. So we can see here total a rectangular figure is given. So in that rectangular figure, we can see that is divided into total 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 equal parts. Out of that 5 equal parts, here we selected or colored 3 parts. So that selected parts or the colored parts, that will come as the numerator, and the total parts, that figure which we have divided into 5 equal parts, and the total parts will be the denominator. And this numerator and denominator is separated by a line. That line we can call it as fraction bar. So here it is given fraction bar. 3 parts of the fraction are numerator and denominator. So denominator is the whole part and numerator is the part what we have selected. So here I will give another one example. The examples that figures are given here. We can see here 4 by 5, 1 by 4, 2 by 3, 1 by 2, 3 by 6, 1 by 3, 1 by 5, 2 by 4. These all are examples of fractions. These all are what? Examples of fractions. So here we can write examples of fractions are 4 by 5. In this 4 by 5 fraction, 1 or 2 fraction I will explain again. That shape is divided into 5 equal parts. We can go through first 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 equal parts. After that we have to count that number of parts which we have selected or colored. So we can see here 1, 2, 3, 4 parts are colored. So that 4 parts which goes to the numerator and total part will be the denominator. So I marked it as N and D, and in between that line segment is there or line is there, that is fraction bar. So we got the fraction. Same way here the numerator is 1 out of total 4 parts, that is denominator is 4. Total 4 parts, 1 part is selected, therefore the fraction is 1 by 4. In this case 2 parts are selected out of 3, so 2 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. In 1 by 2 fraction, 1 is the numerator and 2 is the denominator. That figure is divided into 2 equal parts and 1 part we have selected, and the fraction becomes 1 by 2. This figure is divided into total 6 equal parts and 3 parts we have selected, so 3 is the numerator and 6 is the denominator. In this figure is divided into 3 equal parts. So in that 1 part we colored, so 1 is the numerator and 3 is the denominator. In this 1 part is selected out of 5 equal parts, so 1 numerator and 5 denominator. And here 2 is the numerator and 4 is the denominator. So in all the fractions we got how many figure is divided into how many equal parts, that will be the denominator, and the number of parts which we are coloring or we colored or we selected, that will be the numerator. So these are the examples of fractions. So that definition of fraction over. Now we can go to next topic, like fractions. In types of fractions, we can say first one is like fractions. So I will write the heading types of fractions. Types of fractions. In that first one is like fraction. So what are like fractions? Here is given three pictures, and along with the three pictures, each picture is represented by which fraction or what fraction it is mentioned. In the first picture, we can see that fraction is 1 by 4. That picture is divided into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. One part is selected, therefore 1 by 4 is the fraction. The same figure we divided into 4 parts, but the number of parts selected is 2. Therefore 2 by 4. And in the third same figure, division also in 4 equal parts, and the number of parts selected, total 3 parts are selected, therefore 3 by 4 is the fraction. So here figure is same and it is divided into same number of equal parts, but the number of parts selected is different. The number of parts what we have selected is different. So here, since the figure is divided into same number of equal parts, that means the denominator is same. So here the denominator is 4. In this case the denominator is 4. Here also the denominator is 4. Therefore we can say fractions with same denominator is called what? Like fractions. So I will write here the definition. Fractions with same denominator is called like fractions, is called like fractions. Now, if you want more examples, I will give. Example 1 by 3, 2 by 3, 4 by 3. So these are also like fractions only. Reason, the denominator of all the three fractions are 3. Our definition says if we are having the fraction and the denominators are same, then we can say they are like fractions. So here the denominator is what? 3. In all the 3 cases our denominator is 3. Therefore we can say these are coming under like fractions. Now we can go through unlike fractions. In unlike fraction, here figures we can see. Oval shape it is given. It's not circle but oval shape it is given. You can take any shape. And in the first case you can see out of 2 parts, total 2 parts are there. 1 part is colored, therefore the fraction represents 1 by 2. In the second case, out of 3 parts, 2 parts are colored and the fraction became 2 by 3. And in the third case, out of 4 parts, we selected 3 parts, therefore the fraction become 3 by 4. Here number of parts dividing into different number of parts, and at the same time selected numbers also different. So we should not go through the numerator for finding out whether the fraction is like fraction or unlike fraction. We should go through only the denominator. So in this case, first one 2 is the denominator, second 3 is the denominator, and third 4 is the denominator. So denominators are of different. Therefore, the fraction we can say it is unlike fraction. Fraction we can call the fraction as unlike fraction. So the definition is fractions with different denominators Fractions with different denominators are called unlike fractions. So different denominator. This is the condition for unlike fractions, different denominator. For like fractions, we can say same denominator. Like fractions, we can say what? Same denominator. So here I will underline that what is the condition. So in the definition, what is there? That condition you have to go through to check whether the given fractions are like fractions or unlike fractions. So we can go to next one, equivalent fractions. So in equivalent fractions, given definition, equivalent fractions name the same amount of, so name the same amount but have different numerators and denominators. If you look at the fraction, we feel the fractions are different, but the value of the fraction will be of same. Value will be same. Example, you can see here two figures are given here, and the first figure is divided into two equal parts. So here it is first part and this is the second part, and out of that one part we can call it as 1 by 2, because if you are selecting one part then the fraction is 1 by 2. And in the same way, go through the right side, it is given a figure is divided, the same figure is divided into four equal parts. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 equal parts is divided. Out of that we selected 2 parts, so 2 by total part is 4. Therefore the fraction, that figure which the fraction which represents the figure is 2 by 4 is the fraction. And if we look at the figure, then we can see, just I will shade the part. So here you can see that the part I am shading here. So here half of the figure is shaded. Now I will shade this one. Just you go through that. So here also what different fraction, it is of different fraction, but we can see from the figure that shaded part is same. In both the cases the shaded part is same. That is called equivalent fraction. That is called what? Equivalent fraction. It means the value of fraction is same. From figure we can identify the value is same. In another way, simplest form of the fraction if you take, then we can find it out whether the fractions are equivalent fraction or not. So here 1 by 2 and the other fraction is what? 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 I am going to make it into symbol. If you want to make it into symbol form or simplest form, so you have to make the numbers in the numerator and denominator into prime factors, product of prime factors. So 2 we can write as it is, and 4 we can write it as 2 into 2. 4 we can write it as 2 into. So from the numerator and denominator 1, 1, 2 I can cancel, and numerator no numbers left out. It means 1 is there. Therefore the fraction, value of the fraction is what? 1 by 2. So first fraction is what? 1 by 2. With the second fraction 2 by 4 we have taken, then we got the simplest form, that is 1 by 2 we got. Therefore we are having equal. Value of the fractions are what? Same. Value of the fractions are same. Now next one, equivalent fractions. How can we find it out? Equivalent fractions. For finding out the equivalent fractions, if you are having if it is given a fraction, to find out the equivalent fraction, you have to multiply or divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. So first I am going to multiply the fraction by 2. So if you are multiplying the numerator by 2, the denominator also you should multiply by 2. 1 into 2, 2. And 2 into 4. So we are getting 2 by 4. Next one fraction I will take 1 by 2 I will take. Next equivalent fraction I am going to multiply. Whatever the number you are multiplying on the numerator, you have to multiply with same number the denominator also. So 1 into 3, 3 and 2 into 3, 6. Next fraction is 3 by 6 is the equivalent fraction. Now 1 by 2 into 4 by 4. Any number we can multiply. It's not compulsory you have to multiply by 2, 3, 4 or not. Any number if you multiply, then you will get the equivalent fraction. But whenever you are multiplying a number, what you have to do, be careful that you have to multiply both numerator and denominator. That number you have to multiply both numerator and denominator and you will get the equivalent fraction. So 1 into 4 is equal to 4 and 2 into 4 is equal to 8. So we are getting here equivalent fractions of 1 by 2 is 1 is 2 by 4. 3 by 6 and 4 by 8. These all are equivalent fractions. So from this we can conclude that for getting the equivalent fraction, we can multiply both numerator and denominator by the given fraction. The same number you have to multiply both numerator and denominator, then you will get the equivalent fraction. So that concept is coming again. You will get the concepts. So at that time, problem solving part, you will get those things. So at that time you can just, I am explaining the definitions of these all things. Now we can go to the next part. Next definition is types of fractions only again. Other than like fraction and unlike fractions, we have proper fraction, improper fraction, mixed fraction. That are fractions are again divided into three main parts, that is proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. Each definition I will say: proper fraction, numerator is smaller than the denominator. So in the case of proper fraction, I will write here proper fraction. Condition is numerator is less than the denominator. So always denominator is greater. Numerator n I have written and denominator d I have written. So numerator is less than the denominator. So example, we can here it is given many example 1 by 2. What is numerator? 1 is the numerator and denominator is what? 2 is the denominator. So we can say 1 is less than 2. Okay, it's correct only. Now 3 by 4. The second fraction is given 3 by 4. The numerator is 3 and denominator is 4. Therefore 3 is less than 4, etc. Now different fractions are given. So we can say these all are coming under. After getting a fraction, to check whether it is coming under which type of fraction. So you have to check. First definition is what? Numerator is less than the denominator, then those fractions are coming under proper fractions. Okay. Now improper fraction. In improper fraction, numerator is greater than the denominator. Numerator is greater than the denominator. So improper fraction condition I will write here: numerator is greater than, that open part of the symbol towards n, that is numerator is greater than the denominator. Examples are given here: 3 by 2. What is the numerator here? 3 is the numerator. What is the denominator here? 2 is the denominator. Therefore 3 is greater than 2. So numerator is greater than 2. 3 is numerator and denominator is 2. Therefore 3 is greater than 2. Different examples are given here: 7 by 4. 7 is greater than 4. 6 by 5. 6 is greater than 5. These all are examples. 15 by 11. That is 15 is greater than 11. So check whether the numerator is greater than the denominator, then those fractions are coming under improper fraction. Next is mixed fraction. In mixed fraction, you can see it consists of a whole number. It consists of a whole number part and a proper fraction. Both whole number part and proper fraction. So I will explain here. One more condition is there. Sorry, numerator is greater than or equal to also there. In equal to condition, we are having one example here. 10 by 10. We can see both numerator and denominators are same. If 10 by 10 is given, or that numerators and denominators are same, then those fractions also coming under improper fraction. So I will underline the conditions here. What is mentioned: equal or greater than, it is coming under improper fraction. In case of proper fraction, smaller than the denominator. And mixed fraction consists of a whole number part and a proper fraction. Already proper fraction you studied. Now whole number part and a proper fraction. So here they are given some examples. So 1. So 1 is what? Whole number. 1 is what? Whole number W. So I have written here 1 W I have written, that is whole number part, and 1 by 2 is what? Proper fraction. 1 by 2 is what? Proper fraction. Here 2 is what? Whole number part. 2 is whole number and 3 by 4 is what? Proper fraction. 5 is whole number and 5 by 6 is what? Proper fraction, because numerator is less than the denominator. Now we can go through how to represent these fractions by using figures. So picturized demonstration of proper fraction and improper fraction and mixed fraction. So in case of proper fraction, see always a figure is divided into, you can see here this is proper fraction. So when we are demonstrating by using picture, if proper fraction is demonstrating by using picture, at that time you should draw the picture and always only one figure is required, and that figure is divided into different parts and you are selecting some parts from that. So here it is divided into 6 parts and then we are selecting that 5. 5 is the numerator and 6 is the denominator. Total part 6 and 5 is the selected part. Therefore 5 by 6 is the proper fraction. 5 by 6 is a proper fraction. Now we can go to improper fraction. This is improper fraction. So in improper fraction we have to use two figures, because always we can see the improper fraction is greater than, that numerator is greater than the denominator. Here it is given 8 by 6. So 8 by 6 it is represented as denominator. You have to go through 6 is the denominator. So whenever you are getting an improper fraction, that figure you have to divide it into equal parts. Whatever it is given in the denominator, that many parts you have to divide. That is, figure is divided into 6 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 parts. Figure is divided into 6 parts. Out of that, next one, that figure over. Next, one more figure you have to draw. Again, you have to divide it into 6 parts. So in that, 2 parts selected. How it is possible? So here if we are selecting all the 6 parts, so 6 by 6 we are getting. Next, if we are selecting 2 parts from this, so that we can write it as 2 by 6 we can write. So 6 by 6 and 2 by 6. So now you see the numerator 6 and this numerator 2 we can add, that is 6 plus 2 8. 8 by 6 is the part. I am going to explain now 3 by 2. One more example I am explaining here. 3 by 2 is the fraction I am taking here. So if 3 by 2, how to represent it by using figures. So here I have drawn a circle and now I divided it into 2 equal parts and I selected that both the parts I have shaded here. Both the parts I have shaded here. So if I am shading both the parts, then that is a figure is divided into 2 equal parts and selected or colored the 2 parts, that is 2 by 2 is the fraction. Now next, one more figure we have to draw the same and divide it into 2 equal parts. After dividing it into 2 equal parts, we should select only one part. We should select only one part, that is 1 by 2. The fraction represents what? 1 by 2. Total 2 parts are there, one part is selected, so 1 by 2. So now numerator we can see here it is 2 and here it is 1. 2 plus 1 is what? 3. 3 by 2. So all that we can do. 7 by 4 it is given. So 7 by 4 if it is given, how to do that? Denominator is what? 4. So 4 plus what is left out, that is 4 by 4 and 3 by 4. 4 by 4 and 3 by 4. So we can make two fractions here. 4 by 4 one fraction, that is whole, and 3 by 4 another fraction we can here. Here 6 by 6 and 2 by 6. You can see from these all examples here. First example 6 by 6 and 2 by 6. So in that 6 part is there, that is whole. 6 by 6 is the whole and 2 by 6 fraction part we are getting, proper fraction we are getting here. Now 3 by 2, what we have done here? 2 by 2. So the denominator is same only. Denominator no change. Denominator is same. So first you have to take the denominator with whole fraction, that is 2 by 2, and the next part is 1 by 2. So 2 plus 1, 3 by 2. Now 7 by 4, what is the denominator? 4. So first we can take 4 by 4. If it is 6, 6 by 6. If it is 2, 2 by 2. So first here you see 6 by 6. Here the denominator is 2, therefore we are getting 2 by 2. Here the denominator is 4, therefore we are getting 4 by 4. If the denominator is 5, then we can take 5 by 5. Okay. So here 4 by 4 and the left out is 4 plus what is equal to 7. 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. One more fraction I will show you. 6 by 5. So what is the denominator? 5. Therefore the first part is 5 by 5. You have to take a figure, divide it into 5 equal parts. All the 5 parts you have to select. And what is the next fraction? 5 plus what is equal to 6? 1. So 1 by 5. So this is the very easiest method to split that improper fraction or to represent the fraction by using figures. An improper fraction, if you want to represent by using figures, then you can do in this way. I think you got it. Now we can go through mixed fraction. So if you got that improper fraction, then it is so easy to understand mixed fraction. Already it is given what examples of mixed fraction here, and one figure is given. Here one whole means how to represent that one whole. First you have to go through what is the proper fraction along with that whole number. So 2 by 6 is the proper fraction along with the whole number. So that whole number is 1. That 1 you have to represent in this way. That figure you should divide it into 6 equal parts because our proper fraction is 6. So divide it into 6 equal parts, then you have to color all the parts, then you have to represent the proper fraction by using another figure. Okay. Now next one. 2 3 by 4 I will show you how to do 2 3 by 4. So here you see what is the denominator? 4. So now you have to make that figure one circle I am drawing here. How many whole number parts are whole parts are there? 2 whole parts are there. So total 3 figures you have to draw because 2 parts are whole. Okay. So here what is the denominator? 4 is the denominator. So if 4 is the denominator, then we can divide the figure into 4 equal parts. all the figures we can divide it into 4 equal parts. So here I have divided all the figures into 4 equal parts. In the first case here 2 are there. So 2 figures you have to shade all the 4 parts. In 2 figures you have to shade all the 4 parts. So this is the way of representing by using pictures. And next figure 3 by 4. What is the improper fraction given here? 3 by 4. So you have to select only 3 parts out of that 4 parts. So we are getting here 1 whole, next whole, so 1 plus 1, next what is there here? 3 by 4. So this is called 2, 1 plus 1 but 2. 2, 3 by 4 is the mixed fraction. So here all the examples over. Now unit fraction we are going to do. So in unit fraction we can see here one figure is given and that figure is divided into 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Out of that one part is selected. So 1 by 4 is the fraction. If a fraction which has only the numerator as 1, then we can say those fractions are called what? A unit fraction. So fractions with, so definition we can write fractions with numerator, fractions with numerator 1. Always the numerator should be 1. Then we can say that fractions are called what? A unit fraction. Okay. Numerator 1. Fractions with numerator 1 is called unit fraction. This is the definition of unit fraction and example. So any fraction, if the numerator is 1, those all fractions are coming under unit fraction. So example we can say example is 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 1 by 6, 1 by 5. In all the cases you see what is the numerator? 1 is the numerator. So therefore we can say what is the condition? What is the definition? Read the definition and apply that concept there. So fractions with numerator 1. Concept is what? Numerator is what? 1. So therefore we can say these all fractions are coming under unit fractions. By this today's class we can wind it up. I think all the concepts you might have got it. Please go through and how I have given the slides, the same way you have to write down all the notes and explanations. It's not required, only that slides what I have given, those slides you have to write down, and there is no working or homeworks I am not going to give. Only you have to learn the basic concepts of fractions. If you are thorough with the basic concepts of fractions, then you will be able to apply these concepts in solving problems. So thank you.